Hello everyone!
Hi people,
Today's introduction is going to be by Yasha.
because I'm all screwed it up. So hi everyone who is old and new. Welcome back to everybody who has come again to listen to the podcast, and anybody who has come who is
To our podcast for the first time.
or who is newer. We are Counting Thoughts. So on this podcast, for those of you who don't know anything about the podcast, we count random thoughts, which are not so random. Sometimes the thoughts are big, small. All this to bring change, one thought at a time. This is how you do an intro and not screw it up, by the way.
Alright.
So anybody who is watching, people who are
not watching us for the first time, we'll address the elephant in the room first.
So people who are listening to the episode on YouTube, you might see a change of location. This is because we are actually in a different location and we do not want to miss on the podcast. So we decided to improvise. As you can see, we're in a hill station. Today we're going to discuss the
Hogan personality inventory test.
Apparently the tests episodes that we do, they receive a good feedback, because it's been a while that we did a test, so we
went through multiple tests last night,
and for anybody who hasn't heard about it, I think this, if you want to know how somebody would react on a day-to-day basis,
your day-to-day behavioral experiences, and it also emphasizes on the bright side of your personality, the goods.
yeah, this is actual copy paste from what the test says.
Okay.
Read it.
So basically, okay. So this is how we relate to others, and when we are at our best selves. So whether your goal is to find the right hire or develop stronger leaders, assessing personality gives you valuable insight into how people work, how they lead, and how successful they will be in your organization.
Ekdam not wearing my chashma.
It's okay, I'll read it for you. So based on it's a 5-factor model. The Hogan personality test, also known as HPI, was developed in 1980s context, and it is in context to socio-analytical theory. So it's basically an actual theory, and it has been validated for almost
40 years. Yeah. See, this, after reading 40 years, I was sold.
And apparently they said it's a 15-20 minute test, but when Yasha found out it has 288 questions.
So we took the free version
test,
because sometimes we act stingy. Anyways, so the test had 288 questions, and I got bored around 125. I left the test in the middle. I came back to YouTube, watched some videos, regained my momentum, and then went back and did it again. So 200, although they're just disagree and agree questions, but then some questions, they're not difficult questions. For those of you who think they could be difficult,
it's very simple.
They're very simple. I think the complexity of this test is that the questions that they are using are very simple.
Actually, sometimes I feel they're too simple to agree or disagree.
Yeah.
For example, there was this question: love life. What do they mean by love life? Like, do you have a love life? Do you love life? Something about your love life? No, it's just love life. Agree, disagree.
So we assumed, both of us separately.
Do you love life is what I assumed.
Same. So I was like, okay, I do love life. Okay, agree. So there was, are you competitive or cooperative was one question. I mean, I am cooperative
with my colleagues. Like, we are competitive with our competitors
as
and
well.
Cooperative. Yeah. Like,
so I mean, there was no case scenario. There was no context to those questions, and they were very simple questions. And
so we decided that since this test assesses your daily behavior, maybe
we could discuss it with you guys, and maybe you could use it. Anmol will read out the technicalities of the test to you, because that's what she does best. What I liked is that it sort of grades you in 7 different areas of your life. I mean, of your personality. I'm so sorry.
7 scales, and there are 42 subscales.
Yes. So we will not discuss the 42 subscales because
we don't want to create a 50-minute episode. That's why.
That And I personally believe that it will vary from person to person. So
Yeah.
so there are things that vary in our tests as well. We'll discuss a few of them so that you have an idea what you're getting into.
You'll get context.
Yeah, a little bit of a context, but not much. So yeah.
Few facts about this test is it's available in 40 languages. It has no adverse effect, and we agree to that because most of the things
Were very basic.
Yeah, and we were well aware of those.
I think we were aware. Those are the things that we are aware about. We just maybe
Somehow
not always agree to them
or acknowledge them.
So it sort of was not
Yeah,
quality
like so
check.
you can assess your confidence, and if you're hiring someone like from a professional perspective for entry level, this is what they say for entry level jobs. If you want to assess someone's leadership qualities and someone's daily behavior as to how they will fit into the organization, or if they will be able to justify the job
This is
role.
Anmol's research speaking.
This is my research speaking, but if they're able to justify the job role, because there are going to be jobs where like if a writer wouldn't necessarily need to be a good communicator, but as someone who has a PR or communication related job, they need to have good communication. In accordance to the job role, you can assess. If the
Plus,
person
I
is
also
right
feel
hire or not.
that things like creativity, they're very creativity is one thing that is not supposed to be bound. But I think creativity has sort of lost its meaning, and now creativity is the only thing that we relate to the creative arts or any art form. Say, suppose somebody would dance, or somebody would write, or somebody would, any creative outlet if they are pursuing. That is the only thing that people conceive when they think or talk about creativity. But particularly corporate world, I would say that creativity is required on a day-to-day basis. How would you manage a team, because there are going to be dynamics involved.
There are going to be different personalities of the
Yes,
interns.
so I
or
think
the
that's pretty creative.
Yeah.
So things like that have been addressed in the test. There is also wind.
It's okay, Yasha. It's okay. Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go, Yasha.
Yeah, it's a little windy. It's okay. So I'll quickly mention the 7 primary scales that they are going to analyze this upon.
So you could be high or low on these scales.
So the number 1 is adjustment. Number 2 is ambition. Number 3 is sociability. Are you able to see the screen?
A little bit, yeah.
Do you want to?
No.
Okay. Number 4 is interpersonal sensitivity. Number 5 is prudence. Number 6 is
Inquisitive.
And number 7 is
learning approach.
So probably these are the 7 major scales, and then there are 42 subscales which are going to actually give you the insight as to how your behavior, or how the way you think, or how your
What is your personality?
skills. Yeah.
What are your skills based on your personality on a day-to-day?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that. Without further ado, because we don't know how to segue into this properly, we will discuss. Anmol will start by discussing some things that have.
I acknowledge and don't acknowledge. Like on the screen right now, Yasha is giving me the eye right now. Why? I'll tell you. Because my result is here. The first one is stability, adjustment, like I said, which I got a 6 on 10 on it. I'll discuss it has subscales. I'll like to discuss 2 of them. One, like the first subscale is empathy. So if you get a higher score, it indicates that you are compassionate towards other, and if you have a lower score, then it indicates
basically
that you have
how
less
empathetic you are.
tolerance.
Yeah, well, how
Less
empathetic.
tolerance towards other shortcomings. There were a few things I got 0 and
On.
1 on, and I was like, difficult.
I was able to
things
justify.
I have to do for the podcast.
I-
Difficult pill to swallow.
But I was able to justify those ones and zeros to you.
Surprisingly, calmness. Yeah, I had a 5 on 6 score for calmness, and I was like, yes, girl. Were you not surprised? Where are your test results? I sent it on your phone.
So
Yasha completely ignoring her test results and concentrating.
that does
on-
not like before you guys perceive that my test results were bad, they aren't bad. But FYI, I got
the
a
trusting part.
I got a 10 on 10 on stability.
I think on competitiveness we both got what? I got a 4 on 6 on competitiveness.
The rest,
It's leadership and ambition. Second,
I got 5. 4. You got competitive.
I got 6 on 6 in leadership, and I was like, yeah.
I got 5. Weirdly, the entire score is very moderate.
It's moderate, but one thing I wanted to
Point out.
point out or bring to everyone's notice and Yasha's notice, because she likes explaining. So, in the adjustment, the first scale, subscale is not like anxious. So, according to this, I am anxious. But when we go to the second subscale, that is leadership, and we go to a subscale, social anxiety. I don't have social anxiety.
I miss my specs.
It says I don't have social anxiety, like it shows confidence in public relationships. But in general anxiety, it shows I have anxiety, which is accurate.
If you ask me, it is pretty accurate. So, how I would say this? So, in sociability, I got a 6 on 10, which is decent considering that I'm not that great of an extrovert.
I got a 7 on 10. I was disappointed.
Because she's a very extroverted human being.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, I am actually an ambivert. I would say I actually resonate with that term a lot, because I am outgoing, but then I like my peace and I like to be left alone.
You're selectively outgoing.
Yes, true that. So I got 1 on 5 in likes parties, and
2 on 5.
and likes crowds. There is a category. I got a 2 on 6. Abhi isme there is this category that says exhibitionist, and I was like taken aback because I got a 6 on 6 in this. So apparently what
Yasha was justifying it to herself. Please continue.
I was not justifying this. This is true. So I will not go out with you until I like you quite a lot.
And if she likes you quite a lot,
then I want your attention.
Yeah. So
quite a lot.
Hence
Exhibitionist. So that is my justification for
the favorite part was like entertaining. 5 on 5. I was like, I am happy. End of discussion. I am happy with the test. It says I am 5 on 5
entertainment. You're entertaining.
Friendliness, I got 8 on 10. How much did you get? Entertaining.
8 on 10. You got 10 on 10.
8 on 10.
Anyways, so now you get the
gist of it. Like this is on these scales, they'll tell you that if it's a high degree score, then this means this.
Yeah.
And if it's a low degree score, then this means that
there is
this.
Yeah, but what
I got a 2 on 6 on reading.
I got 6 on 6 on reading. But then we knew that.
Yeah, we
saw that
sort of knew. In fact, 2 was a surprise to me. I was like, oh.
How did I not get 1?
How did I not get a 0 or a 1? Because I'm not reading.
You're reading research, maybe that.
I am reading research professionally, yeah.
So maybe that.
Yeah, I think the professional part of my
work
is reflecting.
What caught my eye, as I was saying, was there is ये सब खत्म होने के बाद, like below all these scales,
below your general behavior.
Yeah, 7 scales. They discuss occupational scales, which have your calmness, your happiness, your cooperation, your toughness, and your gregariousness and your competence. All right. So this is basically your service orientation, your stress tolerance, your reliability, how critical
your clerical
potential, your sales potential, and your managerial potential.
Is flexing managerial potential
10 on 10.
I got a 7 on 10. I got calmness 8 on 10, happiness 7 on 10, toughness 9 on 10, gregariousness 8 on 10, competence 7 on 10, and the most surprising one, cooperation
0
on 10.
Are you that competitive?
Cooperation, the high scales, who gets high scales reflects best able to follow organization's rules and help maintain order. I make my own rules.
It is really, really, really difficult for me to make Anmol do things.
She appreciates that I am productive. She appreciates that I'm efficient. But I don't follow organization's rules.
She does.
I give Yasha a tough time maintaining order.
She does.
That is exactly what it says, and I've got a 0 on 10, and I would agree.
Maybe work on it. Maybe make my life a little easier.
I'm acknowledging it.
So this, but the best part of the entire test is results obtained without participation of a specialist. Do not take too seriously. This is something we would also want to say. Moreover, I think, has it happened to you that you take a test or a zodiac test or what Disney princess am I test and
What Harry Potter character?
are you test? So some test, some online quiz, and then you subliminally pray that, oh, can I please get this? Can I please get this character?
Yes, like for example, when I took, like, there are different tests. Like if you're taking a entertainment or fictional test,
I have-
then I am for sure. I'm like, oh, ye mil jaye.
So there is a friend of mine. She was a lot into these quizzes in the sense that she would find the most random quizzes in what cookie are you? If you were a dress, what dress would
I
you
used
be?
to take such tests when I was younger, and
she
Facebook.
she was into those tests, and she would take them and she would post them on her Facebook wall. Gradually, as she grew, her the test also sort of grew. Then she got into
Psychological,
and zodiac and numerology and
like the factual and
tarot. I mean, I mean,
psychologically and logical tests,
yeah.
basically.
So, who is your soulmate according to your zodiac sign is better than finding what cookie are you. So, I think that was
It's progress.
she stepped her game. Now she's like, what celebrity are you? What BTS character are you? And then
We took what BTS character.
oh
are you?
yes we did.
I got Jin.
I think I got RM.
Yeah, you did get. You took it twice. And
So I got it. So there were different tests
Yeah.
on different
Platforms.
and people separately sent them to me. And apparently, I have very persistent people, and they kept on. For I thought I would tell them that I took the test and randomly named somebody. That was the initial plan. But then they were like, nahi. Send us a screenshot of the test. So I had to take the test.
She had to retake.
I had
And
to
she was like, I
retake.
got the same one again in a different test.
Yes, time ऐसा नहीं था that
There was a time gap of a few months, I think. 3-4 months.
I think ज़्यादा.
Zyada? So, I think...
Oh, I have a crush on this fictional character. Off topic.
Go on.
But so will the book be out by the time this goes?
Yeah.
Okay, so I wrote a book.
It got published.
So I stopped all exposure to any sort of poetry because I did not want those ideas to bleed into my work.
Okay.
So I stopped reading poetry. But then because I read so much, but because I wanted to read, because I read. So a friend of mine suggested that why don't you read fiction? So I don't easily read fiction.
Okay.
Got convinced into reading fiction and I read fiction and now I'm liking it. So this is a new found a new guilty pleasure. This is a
I
new
did not know that was the intensity.
chapter after chapter oh climax chapter after chapter. But then that is not what I was saying. So I was saying that this is a test. We would want you to take it, get to know yourself better, because that will sort of help me figure out myself a little better.
I somehow agreed to take this test because it is research based and I believe in research.
A lot.
So it's a valid research. So I was like, okay, what the heck? I'll take it.
And then she what she does is she reads something and she's like, ये पढ़ो ये पढ़ क्यों नहीं रहे हो? आपको feel हो रहा है? So we got a little distracted off topic, but yes. This is where we are. Take the
Yeah.
test, let us know, and keep in touch.
Yeah, keep in touch. And if you do take the test, let us know your results.
As
Let
well.
us know your opinions, especially on the. I want to write a feedback to HPI.
It's just the simplicity.
It was too simple.
It is too, and your brain, the world we live in, it has stopped functioning.
On two simple grounds,
Yes, wherein life is meant to be simple, not easy,
but simple. And the questions were too simple. So sometimes you're like,
Which is why they were. I think they were difficult because they were simple.
they were simple. And I'm not going to reveal all the questions because
Take the test.
take the test. Yeah, take the test. Yasha will link.
Get bored.
Get bored like Yasha went on YouTube.
I literally YouTubed.
So like although it's a personality test, it's research based, and we had to do it and get it done for the podcast. Things like the hard pills we have to swallow, but it was fun, good fun. 1 hour of us behaving like kids and behaving like a mature individual,
That's
hand in hand. So that happened, and yeah, now I would say that's about it from my
Bye,
side
guys.
for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye. Hey, awesome people. Did you like that content? There is more such content on its way. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment, like, share the episode, share the love.
And you can also follow us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can also follow us on our social handles linked below. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned. Bye.